patriots. Well, I want to share with you just a couple of minutes some of the things that Ted does not talk about. You know, it was 1980, beginning of 1980, and of course, because of the challenges we had during the Carter administration, I became very heavily involved with an organization called the Religious Roundtable. Ted had just turned 9 years old, and our conversation around the dinner table every day was focused on why we had to get rid of this progressive, liberal, socialist Jimmy Carter and replace him with a constitutional conservative like Ronald Reagan. So every day for a year, my son got a dose of conservative politics from a Christian worldview when he was 9 years old. And then, just as he turned 13, something happened that shaped the rest of his life. We introduced him to an organization called the Free Enterprise Institute. So here Ted had just turned 13. He's reading Adam Smith and John Locke and von Mises and Hayek and Bastiat and Montesquieu and Milton Friedman and the Federalist Papers and the Anti-Federalist Papers. And if you don't know any of those authors, you got some homework to do. And then this organization creates a group of 5 kids. They call them the Constitutional Corroborators. They hired a memory expert and taught these 5 kids to memorize the entire U.S. Constitution. For the next 4 years, these 5 kids, Ted was one of them, went around the state of Texas. They would go normally to Rotary clubs for lunch. They would put 5 easels in the front of the room, and while people were having lunch, they would write the Constitution by memory on those easels, and afterwards they would give a half-hour patriotic speech on free market economics and the Constitution. For 4 years, they gave approximately 80 speeches on free market economics and the Constitution. Before my son Ted left high school, he was passionate about the Constitution. He was passionate about the Declaration, about free markets, about limited government. And that passion became like fire in his bones. You know, in the book of Jeremiah had been calling the nation of Israel to repentance for 23 years. And at the end of 23 years, Jeremiah was just worn out. And I'm going to paraphrase. Basically, Jeremiah said, Lord, I'm ready to throw in the towel, but I can't. I can't because it's like fire in my bones. Well, just like that, Ted's love for the Constitution for America was like fire in his bones. And let me tell you the reason I know that my son Ted Cruz will not compromise his principles in Washington is that fire is as alive today as it was over 30 years ago.